Good morning. My name is Ayesha, and welcome to Spun and Stitched. So, I want to thank everybody who's viewed my first short because YouTube was like, girl, this is not long enough to be a video. So, thank you to everybody who's watched it, who subscribed. I love you so, so much. And today will be episode one of my Fiverr podcast. I want to first start off with what I was able to finish. I tried to record this video yesterday on my phone, and do not disturb does not work for me because every time somebody would call, the video would stop. The video would keep going. Sorry, the audio would stop. So half of my video has no audio. So, woo, excuse me. So I'm here again this morning to ramble about what I've done. So since yesterday, my recording fiasco, I was able to finish one of my gift knits. Sorry, I need my notes. One of my gift knits. So this is for one of my uncles. It's the classic cuff hat by Pearl Soho. Sorry, my camera seems like it's flipped around. It's a little confusing. So this is the hat from Pearl Soho. I tried it on after I closed it up, and it fits nice, but I wanted the body of the hat to be a little bit longer. Probably the length that I want the whole hat to be this tall. I mean, the body to be this tall, and then start the decreasing. Because when I put it on, you have to fold the full brim over. It's kind of hard because it's black. You have to fold the whole brim over to get the effect that I want, but then you have all your ears exposed. So probably after this, I'm going to unpick it and then rip it back to where I started the decreases, knit about 2 more inches, and then crown decrease. So finished but not finished. Yes. So I have another gift knit for another uncle of mine. And I don't know if you guys seen, I was explaining to my husband the vision behind the whole scarf. So there's this Lenny Kravitz meme. Well, it's actually a video, but they turn into a meme. The knitters turn into a meme of him wearing this huge scarf. It's like thick and it's long. So my uncle said he wanted a scarf. And so I started on my knitting loom this nice scarf. So of course my uncle's taller than me, and they say your scarf should be as long as you are tall. So I have a little ways to go, but it's working up very fast. I'm using Lion Brand Jiffy. I have two colors that I'm marling together. We have Deep Indigo and Coastal. So I think it's giving a nice. At first I was going to do one, but it didn't come out the thickness that I want. So I want him to be able to wear it just draped over his shoulders, or if it's a little nippy and the wind's blowing, he can wrap it up and be nice and warm. So those are my gift gifts from my uncles. Two of my uncles. I have 6. I have 6. But these only 2 have asked me for things. So those are those 2. I have a December bow that I'm making. Well, I've made 2, but I got super, super impatient on the length that the bow was supposed to be before you decrease. So you work increases, and you're supposed to knit until it's a certain length, and then you start decreasing. But I got impatient on the knit part. So my bows, they look like bows, but they look like teeny tiny bows because the part that drapes down once you make the big bow part isn't long or substantial enough to be easily recognized as that's a bow. I like that bow. So I'm not going to take that apart. I'm not going to take them apart. So the third one will be done to pattern. Uh, and yes. But yes, that's, sorry, the December bow by Petite Knit. And I'm making it out of Big Twist Petite in the color Ivory. So my Joanne had these in a bin for 97 cents. And when I tell you I grabbed them all, like I grabbed them all. Okay. So I don't know how many December bows I want to make. We're going to make them until I don't feel like making them anymore. And then we'll find something else to do with these. Or I might just wait and then make some more bows next Christmas. But when Joanne gives you a sale, honey, you take that sale. All right. So those are Christmas gifts. I was on Pinterest about 2 months ago, and I saw, so for those who don't know, I crochet and I knit, and I just started spinning, hence the name Spun and Stitch. So yes, I was on Pinterest and I saw this cute vest. It was a granny square vest, and it had like knitted finishings on it. And I was like, I can make that. I could whip a granny square up in no time. Like, anytime I'm making anything granny square, the most time consuming part of it is stitching the granny squares together and then finishing it off. But I will make a granny square in a heartbeat. Okay, so I saw and I was like, this is super cute. So I have this big IKEA. It's like a coffee table contraption, but I store all of my what's it called, skein tones yarn. So it's like cream to dark brown. And I was making beanies 1 or 2 winters ago on my little Addy. I was cranking out beanies. So I had bought, again, sale. I had bought all of the skein tones from my local Joanne. So I was like, well, boom, they're just sitting there. I'm going to make me a cute vest. So I grab all my yarn together. I grab my crochet hook and I sit down, pull up YouTube. So I pull up Casey Young Folk Knits podcast, and I'm working on it. And she goes and I think she test knitted this pattern. And I look up and it's, lo and behold, it's the daggone granny square vest that I'm making. So it's called the Queen Agnes Sweater Vest by Bethany Lynn. Yes, Bethany Lynn. So I don't have the pattern. So I'm listening to her and making notes so I can make sure that I'm doing it correctly without having to buy the pattern, because we don't buy patterns for granny squares. Okay. So the pattern, and if I can figure out this editing, I will upload it here. I'll upload the photo, but it's a cute vest. Well, this is my version. It's a cute vest, but it has like a big side opening, and it just has one granny square on the side. So I did it. I put it together. I did the bottom ribbing, and Casey, I believe it was her or somebody else on the project page, but they did a split hem where one side is longer, the back is longer than the front. So I did that, and I didn't like it. One, it was too deep on the side. Like all of this is just open. I was like, no, I kind of want more like a vest. So I took it apart, and then this is what I have so far. So it's super cute, but again, I have no problem making the granny squares. I have a problem with the finishing. So I took the finishing that I had done apart, and I'm going to revisit this after I finish all the gift knits. So I am very notorious for getting a gift for somebody else done super quick. But when it comes to me, it's like, oh, I don't really need that right now. I don't have to rush. Even though I really want this sweater vest because it's chilly. It ain't chilly, honey. It's cold. It is cold in Maryland. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating facts. It's cold. Okay. So this would be very cute with like a chocolate turtleneck, or even like a chocolate just long sleeve, thick cuddle dud, like a thermal type of shirt. So yes. So I am going to work on this. I might bring it with me when I go home to visit my family for Christmas break. If everything else is done. So this is selfish knit number one. I am making the jacket number two by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I saw this on Those Twins That Knit. I can't remember which twin it was. Jessica? I think it's Jessica. But yeah, so she was making this cardigan. Oh, that's the back. She's making this cardigan, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so squishy. It's so just pretty. So I am watching the podcast, and I'm like, okay, I pull the Ravelry up on my phone to look at it, and I'm like, bam, I have yarn that will work. You know, I have this yarn. I really need to work in my stash. I have a lot of yarn. I'm not complaining. I'm not fussing about it. But I'm trying to be more mindful of what I'm making and what I'm buying. So, you know, I've given yarn away that I wasn't using or that I've used that just won't go away. Like I've made, gosh, I had this jewel tone soft yarn. It was very, very pretty. I've made 2 full-length cardigans from it, and I still had a lot left over. Like, why won't you be done? Like, I don't want to make anything else with this yarn. So I've sent yarn to people. I've bagged yarn up, put it on Facebook Marketplace. Come get this yarn. Like, I sent bags to my mom, who also crochets. So yes, so mindfulness while we're buying things. So I had bought fisherman's wool, which smells amazing. It is 100% wool without having to be super expensive. Because once I started knitting, I wanted to get all the fancy woolly yarn, because crocheting, it was just acrylics. Nothing wrong with acrylic yarn, no shade. It's just when I started watching knitting videos and they were saying all these types of yarns and all this yarn composition, I was like, I need to try it because that's something I've never done before. So I had like 6 balls of the the fisherman's wool and oatmeal. So I was like, I can use that for my cardigan. So I started making it. It went by super, super fast. But again, I have gift knits, so I kind of put it on the back burner. And I was realizing, I'm not sure if it's because I have 2 strands together, because I needed to hold 2 strands together to make gauge. But it causes a little pain in my hand. And I know I'm a tight knitter. I'm very new to it, so I have to like make sure the stitches stay on the needles, because it's very traumatizing for me when they fall off, especially if it's something this intricate. I spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to get it back on or fix what was messed up. So, yes, so I need to learn to relax while I'm knitting. But right now, I can't knit on this for a very long time because it hurts my hands. So, I was working on it. I had connected the sleeves, split for sleeves. No, because it's saddle shoulder. I had connected the sleeves. And I did a round, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to work back and forth no more. Like, all this purling, I like purling, but again, with my tension being tight and my hands hurting, the purling was too much. So I went on YouTube and I typed in how to add steeking to a cardigan, because I had went to Vogue Knitting Live back in January with my mom, and I took a steeking class. So I know how to steek. It was just how to add a steek to a project was the issue. So I think it was Kristen. I'll put the video in the description box. But she showed, because she was making a cardigan. I think it was a bubble cardigan by Stephen West. And she showed how she made the steek column so that she can go in the round. So this is my steek column right here. And if all goes according to plan, I can continue to knit in the round till the body's done. And in her video, she picked up and she did the button band before she steeked. So I'm going to follow her. She said she picked up, did the button bands, finished those off, steeked, and then folded it in, and it made it look very pretty. So that's the plan with this beautiful thing right here. On my to-do list, getting the body done was on this week's like to get it done portion. Like I have a must get done, would like to get it done. It would be nice if I got it done. This would be on the it would be nice if I got it done. However, hand discomfort, gift knits, this might also go with me home for Christmas break. And I can work on it then because those will be done. They'll be done. What else we got to do? I think that's all that I'm working. That's all that I'm working on at the moment. So, do I want to talk? I want to keep talking about yarn. Okay, so I was on again Casey Knits page, YouTube videos, and she was talking about I think it's Gujo, the Gujo collar, Gujo. I think it's Gujo. And I had saw it and I was like, that's very nice. I like that. And I was thinking, do I need it? Because it's a collar. It's like a dickie. So it has the turtleneck collar and then it goes over your shoulder, and it's like wearing a turtleneck without the rest of the sweater. It's just so you can put your jacket on and all of this is warm. And previous to that, I was on Ravelry and I saw this hood. And I was like, that's nice. I like that. But again, we're doing mindful buying and knitting or crocheting. And I was like, okay, Aisha, do you really need this item? It's cute, but are we going to use it? And I was like, no, we're not going to use it. I'm going to, ignore it. So the other day, I had to go to the grocery store to buy, dinner, stuff for groceries or whatever. So I have on my big Fashion Nova jacket, and this is huge jean jacket, but on the inside it's like Sherpa. It's super duper warm. It comes down to like mid thigh. I love it. So I have my jacket on. I got everything all buttoned up, like to right here, like a regular button or whatever. And I get out the car and I'm walking, and the wind right past me, and I was like, "Ooh, I think I do need that hood." Like, it's cold. I told y'all it's cold in Maryland, especially when the wind's blowing. So I was like, dang, I do need that collar or some kind of hood. And then I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, I have scarves. I have a big, nice store-bought scarf that I love. And I normally wrap that around me. It's normally for my nice jacket. Like, if I want to get dressed up and go out, then I'll wear that with the scarf, because that jacket, it has like a deep, I think it's a men's jacket. But I really liked it. I thrifted it like 2 years ago. So it has a deep V. So I wear that scarf to cover up all of my chest area. And then I made a shawl earlier this year when I went to go visit my mame. And I could use that. But I also could use a hood. It will work. I will use it. I'm realizing I will use the hood. So it's just like, do I want to make the dickie? Do I want to make a hood? Like, it's actual hood. I seen one. It's a hood, but it's a long scarf. So you put the hood on and then you wrap the scarf around you. Or another option is to make a Sophie scarf and just make it super long and then wide. So instead of increasing at the rate she has you increase, I'm going to increase more rapidly so that it's bigger all around and I can wrap it around and have more to throw over my head. So yes. So that's, yes, we need number one. And then I went to Joann because I needed the faux leather strips for my December bows because I'm going to hang them up. So while I was there, I had ran into this yarn, and the yarn triggered a memory. So I was on Fashion Nova, and they had this bright green sweater. So pretty. It's just simple, like a nice collar. It's nice and big, oversized green sweater. So I had favorited it, and I took a screenshot, and I was like, this is nice. So I'm walking through Joann, and I come across this. Again, we on sale. We don't pass up a sale. Okay, so it's big twist. The color is slime. So I'm in the store. I see it, and I was like, ooh. So I pull up my phone, because it was this green, and it was like a lot, like a highlighted yellow. Both very pretty, because yellow is my favorite color. But I pulled up the sweater, and it was this green. So I'm like, oh, I'm excited. Okay, cool. So now we're on Ravelry to try to find a sweater that's similar to the sweater that I saw on Fashion Nova. So I came across, it was between it's a Crayabea pattern, because somebody had made it. It has like texture in the yoke, and then the rest of the body is stockinette, but she made hers completely stockinette. I saw that. I can't remember what it's called, but it was like oversized all over, and I kind of went something a little fitted around the midsection. So I keep scrolling in my favorite bundle for sweaters, and I came across the Nest sweater. Again, if I can figure out how to do it, it'll be right here. So the Nest sweater by Marika Knits. Yeah, it's really nice. It fits the Fashion Nova sweater perfectly, and it gives me that fitted around the midsection that I'm looking for. So I looked at the pattern. I purchased the pattern, and I am going between a medium and a large. I might make the large up top, and then go to the medium sizing for the bottom, depending on how it fits when I start putting it on. So I swatched for this already with my double pointed needles, and I need a 5mm needle set. However, the one that I have is on this. So of course, I need more needles. So I go on Amazon, because I was going to go to my local yarn store, but I can't trust myself to go and just buy the needles. So we went to Amazon, and they should be here today. And we might cast on. We might not. We might wait. A part of me wants to wait. A part of me wants to cast it on and get it started, and then hope that my eagerness to get this done will help propel me to finish these gift knits. I mean, it's not a lot. Like I said, the scarf is working out really fast, and now that the hat will be complete today. But that was my treadmill knitting. So now that that's done, I can work on my December bow on the treadmill. So that'll get done a lot faster. I mean, we have, I think, 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks before I leave for my Christmas break. So I would like those done before I go home, so I'm not sitting there and working on them in front of the people that they're for, because I don't want to do that. So yes. So it depends on how I feel. When I finish recording, when those needles come, I might just buckle down. I know for sure I'm going to fix my hat. This is priority number 1. I'm going to fix the hat. That is, as soon as I finish this, we're doing the hat. So that'll be done. But yes, I'm very excited for this color. I want to very much get into like the neutrals, but I want pops of bright, I know you see me colors. Like, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. Summer, fall, winter, especially winter, because I'm noticing like seasonal depression is real. Like the sun goes down around 4:30, 5 o'clock around here, and Some days it's very cloudy, very gloomy, and that's just what it is, to be honest. I mean, I hear a lot of people complaining about the weather, and I'm like, but you've been here long enough to understand that the weather is what the weather is. So you just got to adjust. So fall and winter, moving forward, for me at least, we are wearing the bright colors. We are wearing the bright colors. Okay, we're gonna bring the sunshine to where the sunshine is not. So yes, that's everything knit wise. So I bought a spinning wheel. I bought an Ashford Kiwi 3 back in the summer. It came in unfinished. I stained it, sealed it, put it together, and then left it alone. Very intimidated. Didn't know what to do. And then I ran into a spinner at the farmer's market, and she told me about a spinning group. So I went to the spinning group last month, very nervous, but very excited. And I met a lot of lovely people, because it was men and women. Very lovely people that helped me get started. So here's my first little spin. I didn't ply it together because I was working off of a fiber sample pack that my mom got me for my birthday like 2 years ago. So as you can see, it's like two different colors here. So I just spun it together. You have some super tight that looks like rope. And then you have some like, what is going on right here? You don't know. So yes. So I just put it on the Nitty Knotty. I had to YouTube how to put it on the Nitty Knotty. So I think I did it right. But I didn't YouTube how to take it off. So I need to do that because our next meeting is next Sunday. And I want to have something for the show and tell table. So this is my very first spin on my knitting wheel, which I named Mabel after my mame. So this is my first spin on Mabel. And then of course you can't start a hobby without buying all the things for that hobby. So after I went to the spinning group, the next day, I think literally the next day, I went to my local yarn store, Fiber Space, and to see if they had more fiber. Because I had bought this pretty braid from the Shenandoah Yarn Festival this past summer. But working with this and realizing like I want to wait and use all the fancy, pretty, cute stuff when my spinning looks like something. You know, when it's a little more consistent, when it's usable, pretty much. Because I don't want to spin up all this pretty stuff and it just be sitting there because I can't, or I don't want to make anything with it. So we got some practice stuff, okay? So Ashford has these little packs, and they had more packs there, but I want to focus on solid colors for some reason. So I can't open it up, it's too crinkly. So it's just like a brown. It's a brown, basic brown. And then this one is like a red marble. So it has the grays, the blacks, the reds. Very pretty. So the idea is to spin these and then apply them together. And I was showing my oldest daughter the stuff that I bought. She likes to regulate my yarn purchases. I don't know why. I'm going to buy it anyway and hide it. I buy the yarn, then I hide it from her. And then I'm like, oh, you want to see something pretty? And she looks at me with the side eye. And I'm like, girl, anyway, look at this yarn. So I showed her this, and she said it was very pretty. And then fussed about, oh my God, you have something else you have to buy for it now. Anyway, child. So she took they have like a color guide of the colors that they have. And she made me a cue card right here of all the color combinations we must try. So yes. So once we get this together and we work on this, because I mean, I'm going to keep up with it. It's fun. I like it. It's just, I I'm not sure if I have my band. I think it's a band. I don't think it's called a band, but I don't think I have my band on the right settings. Because when I got there, the ladies helped me with everything. They helped me tension everything, and for some, I think something's off. It doesn't feel the same way. The fiber isn't going into the machine as smoothly as it was. So I'm gonna keep tweaking. They said make very small tweaks, so I'm gonna keep trying to tweak it. And when I go Sunday after next, then I'll be like, help, help me, please. But yes, so we're going to spin these. We're going to spin, 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 and hopefully we can spin something that we can turn into something eventually. So fiber. I bought more fiber, of course, because that's the thing. So I went on yarnjam.com and they have these. Aren't they pretty? Like, okay, so my daughter's sitting next to me and I'm like, aren't these beautiful? She was like, oh yeah, they are nice. Bloop, add to the cart. She's like, because it's nice, it's not mean you have to add it to the cart. And I'm like, are you sure? Is this pretty? She was like, yeah. I was like, bloop, add to the cart. Like, say no. That's not gonna stop me, but you're an accessory to this crime because you said you liked it. So that means I should do it. Okay? So I have this one. This is called Lake Cottage. And this is fall patina. Oh, it's probably like, because you know what copper? Is it copper or brass? One of those patinas. And that's pretty. That's nice. So I have these. They have little, what's it called? It's tweed bits. Can you see it? Right here. The little bits of color. So I really like this. So this is on the, ooh, our spinning is a little more consistent. Let's do something colorful and fun. Because I would like to make something out of these. These are pretty. Amazon is my best friend. Okay? So I've already spun up 2 of these. And they're on my spinning wheel. But I didn't want to take it off because, like I said, I'm afraid to move things off of it because I feel like it's messing up the tension. Either when I take it off or I put it back on, something is getting wonky. So we left it on there. But these are the new colors, the other colors in the bundle. We have this blue, different shades of blue. You have this. This is so pretty. This is pretty. Then you have, this reminds me of cotton candy. This is pretty. This is cute. I think my cousins, one of my cousins, that are AKAs, I think one of them will like these. This. They can make like a cute, depends, because they're small. But if I can find a bigger braid of this, then I might spin it up and make one of them something, because they're always talking trash. Like, we're all D9. We can love together, you know? They have this color. This is pretty also. And then this one. So for $20, around $20, I think this is a good deal. Revolution Fibers. Yes, I think I want to say they're 1 ounce fiber balls. Is that what they call them? Fiber balls? Fiber bumps? I haven't learned all the terminology yet for spinning. So that's more fiber stuff. Oh, So I was watching Laura Penrose, and she keeps talking about these hot water bottles. I am a heated blanket kind of girl, but my husband wants to get away from it because uh, plugging things in and having it close to your body. He's just like, no, we got to find an alternative. So I was like, okay, they had these hot water bottles. It's rubber, which he isn't too happy about, but I don't know what else they would make the hot water bottles out of. I don't know. So I bought three. Wow, I bought three because you can use them for like menstrual cramps. You can use them for body aches. You can use them because you're cold. So I was like, okay, we're gonna have three. So I bought three. I knitted up a cover. I just went on Ravelry and found a basic free pattern, and I knitted up a hot water bottle cover. And I was like, we don't need three. Like, okay, I got excited. I bought too many. We're going to return two of these and we can keep this one because I only have one heated blanket or a heating pad and it works just fine. So I do that and then boom. So my husband had a little injury, so I get the hot water bottle heat. I'm like, ooh, boom, I got you. So I put the hot water in it. I give it to him. He's like, ooh, this works. It's nice. So he's using it. And, ice and heat, 15 on, 15 off. So he takes it off, and I'm like, ooh, let me hold it because I'm cold. So I put it around me, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, oh, this is so nice. So good, sorry. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, ooh, this is really nice. It's like I have my blanket on. I have that on top of me. It's perfect. So then he goes, hey, can I have it back? My 15 minutes is up. So I give it back to him, and I'm sad. I'm like, dang, I think we do need more than one of these things. So, child, Amazon. I go back on Amazon, and I order two more. I reordered the item that I returned. They probably like, girl, make your mind up. So, I ordered those. They came in. So I was talking to my oldest again. So she goes to my yarn, and she picks out. I was like, pick out a DK yarn. So she goes and she picks out Louie and Lola. So I got this last year because Thread and Maples did a breast cancer bundle. So it was, and I ain't gonna lie, I only bought it for the knitting project folder. It's like a little binder, but it's leather, and it has everything. It keeps everything for a project in there. So I saw it, and that's why I bought it, because it was cute. It's like a pink color, like not bright pink, but like a calm pink. It came with that, and came with this, and a cute enamel pin. So yeah, so she picked this out. So one goes green pink. I can't remember the color combination that she wanted. I'm just going to make them, and then when they're finished, she can put them on whichever one she wants. So yes, it's a necessity because I know we're going to use them, but it's not super important that it gets done right now. So after Christmas, when I come back home, I'd at least cake them up and then start one, because it's just, you do a what's it called? I can't remember. You start at the bottom and you start on 2 needles. I'm not explaining this very well. I can't remember what it's called. But you start at the bottom and you do toe up socks. Boom, there you go. You start that way, and then you just go, once you increase to a certain size, you just go round in circles. And then decrease a little bit, and then do ribbing, like a little mini turtleneck. So, super simple. That could be my treadmill knitting once I get started. I'm very excited. Like, I watch Andrea Mowry, and she's always talking about how she goes walking and knitting. And I was like, girl, that is complex. Like, because at first I couldn't even knit without looking. I mean, it's still difficult at times, but I find myself, once I get in a rhythm, that I'm knitting. I'm not looking down. Now, it's just stockinette, because, we still a beginner. It's just stockinette, but I'm excited about that. So once it got too cold to walk outside, I I won't say too cold because there's people out there walking in the cold. Once it got too cold for me to want to be outside and want and have the desire to bundle up to the point where I can walk outside, I came in the house, grabbed my yarn, and went downstairs on my treadmill. So that's what I do about 30, 40 minutes a day as I walk and I knit. And it's just, I like it. Um, because I can crochet without looking, and I can crochet and walk. But it was just like a new skill has been unlocked, and I feel magnificent. uh, so what else we gonna talk about? Oh, I got these double pointed needles. I don't know what they're called. I thought the name was on here, but it's not. I think it's like a knit pro. Knit pros. They're double pointed. And I have the set on my December bow. They're very nice. I don't know if it's just that one that I'm working with, but it seems like the join right here, it's oops, you hear that? Like the yarn gets stuck sometimes. Like it's not super super smooth. Yeah. So I don't know how to fix that. It's not super annoying. I can feel it from time to time. So those have been really helpful. I noticed when I was doing the decreases for my uncle's hat, because these only go to a 4 and the hat's on a 5. Like I do not like wooden needles anymore. Like I have a Licca set. That was the first knitting interchangeable set that I purchased. And it was great when I was trying to learn because, it holds the yarn. Like the yarn ain't going nowhere on these needles because the wood's very grippy. But it's like now that trying to catch a rhythm and do it smooth, it's too grippy. So I have the Chiagu interchangeable red lace. I love those. And then I'm slowly I'm trying not to go crazy and just buy all the DPNs and all the sizes. I know eventually I'll use them, at least a 5.5, because sleeves. I like doing my sleeves on double pointed needles. I like socks on double pointed needles, also, and of course hat brims. A hat, yes, that part. That's not brim, whatever. Closing the hat, the top of the hat, is convenient on double pointed needles. So I'm trying not to go crazy and just buy all the things. So I'll buy them as I come across a pattern that requires them. That's how we're going to do that. So I have books that I purchased. I have a lot of books, but these are the most recent ones that I've purchased. 101 Easy Knit Stitches. Just for like when I because I'm understanding that if you have the base numbers for things, you can add your own motifs into them. And I think that'll be cool, to take like a basic sweater. It also has like color work. Like color work motifs. And that's something I want to jump into also. So I thought it'd be nice. Joanne had it. It was $15, but it had like a blue sticker, and I think it was like an extra 20% off or something. Again, a sale. So I got that. Textures, colorwork, cables, lace, and edging. I think this would be very valuable in my book library. I got the Summerly Sock Project book because I started knitting because I wanted to make socks. Like, I want all the socks. I made, my family got socks. My middle baby, she really loves hers. So I've made her 2 pairs. And she sits down and she'll pick out her color combo out of my sock yarn bin. And then I'll just make them. But I need to dive deeper in the book. And I have another book too. Did I grab? I did not. It's right here. 1 second. It is the custom socks knit to fit your feet. I started reading it because I thought I had made these wrong. Because when I first put them on, they were baggy. And I was like, dang, they're not going to be. They said socks are supposed to have a 10% negative ease. So they grip your socks, grip your feet. So these didn't. So I was like, dang, I did this wrong. I need to read up on it. And Summer Lee had mentioned this book. So I was like, okay, great. You design socks. If you're going to mention a book I need to look at, then I need to look at this book. So I got it off Amazon. And very helpful, because I want to make socks. I love the Crazy Sock Lady. That girl will make a sock in like a week. And then she makes them so much and she just gives them out. And I think that's nice because I don't know anybody who doesn't like socks. Like, you might not be a sock fanatic, but you wear socks. And I think especially around the wintertime, it'll be a nice gift just to give somebody, if it's not socks to wear in the house, and if it's not socks to wear in your shoes, then maybe just thick house socks, So I have to look into the book and make my notes on how to measure your feet for socks, or how to understand, like, okay, boom, my mom wears a 9. Based on this chart and how much negative ease I want, this is how long I need to knit the foot. Like the leg is fine. The heel is fine. It's just how long does this foot need to be so it fits her foot or their foot perfectly. So that's on my research and analysis, because I really want to get that down pack. And if for nobody else, for my own self. Like, I love socks. Okay, I'm excited about this one pair, and it's literally, I've only made myself one pair. I have 2 pairs of socks that are like in the I don't want to do with you right now, pal. And both pairs have a full sock completed. It's just the second pair, I just don't have the oomph to get it done. And it's sad because they're very pretty. I started them last Halloween because I like Halloween colors. One looks like candy corn, and I can't remember what the other one looks like. But I need to get them finished. So, yes. Again, Joann has a really good book section. Like, don't sleep on the books, especially when they're on sale. Okay, so I was in the one down the street from me. The books are in the back near the polyfill. So I was back there just looking. I always look through the books just to see what they have. And I came across this book. Now, I've heard about this book on YouTube. So I was confused as to why it was in Joann and why it was on sale. Viking knits. So I am a very beginner knitter, but there's like a good 5-6 patterns in here that I want to eventually make. Because I'm realizing, like, you just have to try things. Like, don't be scared. Just try them. Like this cable, the cardigan, the jacket number 2 that I'm making. It looks complex, but it's just cables. And once you start doing it, it's like you get comfortable with doing things. And it's like, we're not going to be scared. We're going to try the things. And if it doesn't work out, you just rip it out and try again. And then keep trying. And if you can't get it, then put it to the side until you want to try again. Like, because this is so nice and simple. It's very pretty. I can wear it. My husband can wear it. I can make it for him and then take it from him and wear it. Like, it's real simple. It's very nice. I have to, this is pretty. That's pretty. I haven't started color work yet. That scares me. It's very pretty though, but it's very, very intimidating. Because I'm a crocheter, but I can't hold my yarn in my left hand to knit. Like, I'm a thrower. I can't pick. It's complicated. I don't know how, when I hold it in my left hand, I don't feel like I have good tension. And then I can't figure out how to purl. Like, it's too many extra steps, child. Like, I got it the way I'm doing it. I like it. But with color work, they said you need to use both hands. Have yarn in both hands. So that's the part that has me, like, stuck. So my last book, Okay, if you know me, you know I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, so we are in Virginia, Alexandria, I think, and we're in Michaels. We're in Michaels. Um, my oldest started doing the little wobbles, the little kit that comes, little crochet kits. It has like everything in it for you to make the little stuffies. So she's looking at those, and because she told me I can't buy any yarn, she's like, we don't need any yarn. Stop looking at yarn. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm gonna look at the books. So she's looking at yarn now because she needs yarn for her stuffy. So I'm looking at books, and when I tell you I squealed like a little child on Christmas morning. I squealed because I saw this book. Okay, do you understand? I squealed, and I'm looking through the book because now my children are like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you embarrassing us in the store?" So I'm looking through the book. Where is it? Why don't I have this thing? I'm going to make this, okay? This is on my you must make. I don't care if it takes me a whole year because there's individual squares. I don't care if it takes me a year a square. I'm going to make it and I'm going to have this blanket. And nobody is going to touch my blanket, okay? Because this is going to be my blanket. She even has like the Jack pillow. Do you see that? Do you see how cute this is? This right here alone was worth the purchase. And then it was on sale. This book is like $40. I want to say I got it for like 20 something. If that. This. I'm confused because it looks like it's the wrong way. This made my day. So yes. Always check the sale area. Any store, honestly. But Joanne and Michael, always check the sale section and always check the book section. Because you never know. I don't care if I don't ever get to any of these books. I'm going to look at them and I'm going to open them up and I'm going to read them. Everyone, because maybe one day I'll feel like, you know what, girl? We're going to go buy this yarn for this first square. And I have it. Or, somebody mentioned something on YouTube. And I'm like, ooh, I got that book. Let me go get that book. And I'm going to start making it. I'm going to start making things out of my books. Because Ravelry is a good resource. But if I showed you the amount of things I had saved in my Ravelry, you were like, girl, you don't have enough time in the day. Enough time in the day. So yes, we are. Oh, one more thing before I leave. My mom, like I said, my mom is a crocheter. And she made me this beautiful blanket. And I had to shout her out because she learned how to Tunisian crochet. This January, we went to New York for Vogue. So she made me this blanket because remember I told y'all I was giving away yarn. So I gave some yarn to her because I had bought it with the intention of cranking out a blanket. But my adding machine, she don't want to work. My circular knitting machine, she doesn't want to work. So I gave it to my mom because I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to making a blanket. And she had made herself one. And I was like, ooh, that's pretty. Can you make me one? And I gave her the yarn. So she did her thing with this yarn and this blanket. And it's so warm. And it's light. It's soft. It's amazing. But here is the blanket. Are you ready? And then go into this color. And then it's this beautiful peach. And this teal. And then it's like aquamarine. Do you understand? Okay, this is so nice. It's nice. It's warm. It's light. It's not like I have blankets that are heavy to pick up, but they, get the job done. You be under that thing sweating. But just to be able to like throw this on, I could probably, if I wanted to. Let's see real quick. Like, it's a vibe. Okay. I got my own Lenny Kravitz scarf. This is nice. But yeah, that is how long I've been talking, child. Almost an hour. Good job. Almost an hour. That's crazy. Okay. Episode 1 is done. I'm pretty sure I can find something else to talk about, but I think my tea is cold. Yeah, she cold. Uh, yeah, like I said, episode 1 is done. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, I don't know. I might do like a little vlog, like a little mini snippets while I'm home, because I decided we're gonna have to do some kind of editing eventually. So if I can figure it out, like I said, I might record, and while I'm home, you can see everybody, or I just record. I don't know. I don't know. We're not gonna promise nothing. We're not gonna deliver. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, and if I do, I do. And if I don't, I will see you next time for. I will see you for the next episode. Bye, guys.